Hello and welcome to What We're Playing This Week, the show where I recommend to you a couple of games that you may want to try based on a certain criteria. And this week's criteria is, well, games that are somewhat better than No Man's Sky. Yeah, I can see you in the comments. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I got it. I insulted your god. Okay, I get it. But you gotta admit, like, there's some things about No Man's Sky that just don't seem to, gel quite well with what you were expecting and what Sean Murray kept saying about it. That being said, let's get it started with Elite Dangerous. This game is indeed cheaper than No Man's Sky, but not that much cheaper if you actually want to enjoy it to the fullest. My main gripe with Elite Dangerous is that the base game is, not as rich, as enjoyable, as multifaceted as it would be if I had gotten the expansion as well, the Season Pass for Horizons. Sadly, when it was released, it cost kind of a lot of money. Now it's just 25 euros, so if you get both the game and the Horizon Season Pass, you'll just pay 50 euros and get a really good space game. Like, you have the entire galaxy, you have a bunch of 100 billion stars to explore. Many of them have planets, some of them have stations, you'll end up helping build stations, and it has actual working multiplayer in it. They don't expect EVE levels of treachery and doom, mostly because a lot of people still play it as a sort of lone wolf single player game, mostly because it actually allows you to play by yourself in a quasi single player that's still tied to the online world, because you can still do missions for the online goals, like building a station somewhere. You can't actually build stations by yourself. This is a bit disappointing, actually. You can only do so by helping in-game NPC factions achieve certain resource goals through a lot of grinding. So if you like No Man's Sky's grinding, yeah, this game has grinding to the fullest. Also, they kind of stole the station design from Elite. So yeah, there's that. You can find Elite Dangerous with Horizons on Steam or on the official site, the Frontier Development Studio store, for 50 euros in total. Next one up is a much cheaper game called Rodina. Now this is made by just one person, a developer who has previously worked on Oblivion and Fallout 3, and this was my indie game to look out for in the year 2014, because this, although it's made by one person, this lets you explore an entire solar system. Granted, it only has about 4 or 5 planets, but still, it's a 2-scale solar system with planets that have actual, scale, like in No Man's Sky. There's also a lot of procedural generation with asteroids that you can land on, but the best part of it is that your ship isn't just your camera, isn't just your avatar. You actually have a functional ship that you can walk around, that you can improve, that you can add components to, that you can extinguish when there's a fire. It also has a story, like an actual story, not just whatever Elite and No Man's Sky have. Though I will warn you a bit, this game eats up CPU like nobody's business. Like a Q6600 will be downright murdered by it, though it does seem to only require a dual core, which is kind of bizarre. Maybe it has something to do with my system back then. Also, there is a demo for it, so you can actually try it out for free. I believe the demo is limited to 1 hour. Still, you can try it and see for yourself what the game is like. The end goal of the developer, as he has stated, is to make Daggerfall in space, which, coming from a former Bethesda developer, that's kind of nice to hear. Now granted, Daggerfall was shallow up to a point, but still, it's a bit more, it has more stuff to do in it than No Man's Sky does. And it's available now on Steam for just 15 euros. Up next is Space Engineers. Now when this game started out, it was just about building ships on asteroid fields. You had a platform, you really didn't have that much to do in it apart from building insanely complicated ships and all sorts of stuff in it. But then it got planetary generation capabilities where you can actually generate planets, land on them, do stuff there like collect resources, then go back to space. This game is sort of like, imagine if No Man's Sky let you build insane things, like ships however you want them, ships with actual working components, ships that you can walk in if you want to build them big enough. And it does have absolutely functional multiplayer. You can actually have fun with your friends by each of you building your own ship, like scrounging for resources to build a ship and then fight each other. It's fun. It also has an actual working flight model with physics. You can point your ship down is what I'm saying. And you can find it on Steam for the price of, well, 23 euros, though actually right now on the Humble bundle, the Humble Survive This bundle, you can get it for just 5.15 euros, along with Rust and Shelter 2 and Tarsus and Savage Lands and Kolab. You have 1 week left to get it at this price. Sure, you don't have a gajillion babillion planets to explore all at the same time, but you can just generate new planets whenever you want to explore a new one. And you can actually do it in multiplayer and actually do stuff on the planet. Up next is what some people would call Terraria in space. It's Starbound, which is a game that lets you explore procedurally generated worlds and do all sorts of stuff on them, like build shelters, build a house, collect resources, fight stuff, build insanely intricate stuff, build boats, build all sorts of things. And it was just released out of early access, if I'm not mistaken, quite recently. So yeah, this game would be No Man's Sky, but 2D and with more stuff going on. Like, there's a planet where all the trees have eyeballs. Not sure why, but there is. And it can be yours for 14 euros on Steam, and it does have multiplayer. And lastly, you know how people have said that No Man's Sky is Minecraft in space? It's not because you can't build a giant penis. Well, StarMade is Minecraft in space. Not only can you build a giant penis, you can make a planet shaped like a giant penis, but you can build your own ship shaped like a giant penis, equip it with engines, rockets, lasers, all sorts of stuff. You can explore like a galaxy. Well, no, not a galaxy, a quadrillion galaxies. According to the people that made the game, it would take you approximately 10,000 years to cross the generated universe from one point to another. And all over the place you'll find planets that may appear spherical in the distance but are actually flat. Yeah, the atmosphere causes them to have a spherical effect, but they are Minecraft-ish level flatness with no actual roundness to them. The build system is quite robust, quite easy to use, and the sheer scale of it is amazing. You can even have dedicated servers. And it is Minecraft in space. Minecraft taken up 2 or 3 or 4 steps above what Minecraft actually does. I mean, you don't have lasers or vehicles that can mine stuff at a distance in Minecraft, and it can be yours for just 15 euros on Steam. It also has a demo, so check that out. Well, that would be it for what we're playing this week. If you're not playing No Man's Sky, that is. You're probably playing No Man's Sky and aren't even paying attention to this. I know. You're not even listening to this. You pressed Alt F4 the second I said there exists such thing as games that may have more to offer than No Man's Sky that you haven't heard of because the developer wasn't being pushed by Sony to appear on the Colbert Show. But really, try them. You may be pleasantly surprised. If you enjoyed this show, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Or, if you thought it was horrible, then share it with your enemies and make them suffer. We shall be your weapon of vengeance. But if you liked what you saw, you could, I don't know, maybe donate, because basically YouTube is horrible at revenue, by using the link in the description, or just buy my book. It's a fantasy book about, well, a lot of stuff. I guarantee it won't suck, and if it does suck, you can find me here and complain about it.